Hi guys, I'm out again on the walk. People seem to enjoy this little stroll through Margate, so today I'm going to tell you a little bit of the history and just point out some of the sites here in Margate. This frontage here used to be seaside shops, which have been empty for a while. And you've got Arlington House and an aeroplane, which is unusual to see at the moment. Margate is in an area called the Isle of Thanet, and Thanatos in Greek means dead, and it was said that years ago the dead people from the mainland were brought to the island of Thanet and buried here. So it sort of explains why there are so many haunted places in Thanet. It may not be the buildings. It just could be the land that they were built on. Take a look out on the beach. Right, the first place we come to, guys, is Dreamland. Now, this is an amusement park. Used to be a cinema up above. And it's also an amusement park. It's obviously closed at the moment, but it's got the oldest wooden roller coaster in the UK. It was built in 1920. And it's one of the oldest in the world. The park is all the way through there. The big wheel and all the attractions have been dismantled for maintenance. This place was a fun fair, a theme park. It's the wooden roller coaster. Another one of the old fun fair rides. But this place closed down in 2005. And then there was a big fire at the scenic railway, the wooden roller coaster, and 25% of it was destroyed. But it was rebuilt. That was in 2008. It was rebuilt and it reopened in 2015. That's one of the old restored bathing machines which would have took people down to the water in the Victorian times. It possibly came out of the Lido. But they've restored it and they've put a sauna inside, and it's open most of the time for people to use and enjoy. They can take a swim even in the winter time and then make their way back to there and get some warmth in the sauna. You've got the harbour in the distance there with the lighthouse. And we're just approaching, guys, our first haunted building. Rupert is with me, by the way, but we're up on the path, so a bit near the road. And even though he is a good boy, I wouldn't want him getting run over, so I will go down onto the beach once we've walked along the front. The blue building, the glass jar. It was formerly a sex shop called Pillow Talk. And in the Victorian times it was a brothel. And it's supposedly haunted by one of the young girls who worked in the brothel. And whilst it was a sex shop, the owner used to find things moved around every morning when she came to work. Another haunted location, which I'm not going to go to now, is the Lido. In 1950, a couple of people were swimming and they saw some sort of creature emerge from the water with horse-shaped ears, which is quite creepy. Not so much haunted, but spooky. And all this now, guys, is what's known as the old town. Again, it would be buzzing with holiday makers, usually, especially this weekend. Now the modern looking building, the white one, the glass one, that's the Turner Contemporary, and it's an art gallery. Turner used to come to Margate from London to paint. He loved the sky and the beautiful sunsets here, saying that they were some of the best in the world. And I must admit, I have to agree. We have beautiful sunsets all through the summer months outside my apartment. I'll probably film one night for you to have a look. And up here, guys, we've got the Northern Bell. It's the oldest pub in Margate. It was named after an American ship that sunk off the coast, and they used some of the timbers to build the pub. This building's being renovated. The oldest pub. But it's apparently haunted by a woman who wears a death shroud, a grey lady. Some of the artwork.
I really can't. Okay. No, I can't go on.
That's just a couple of places, guys, said to be haunted here. A little bit of history. The Turner Contemporary Gallery. He's featured on the new £20 note, along with the lighthouse. And Margate were one of the first towns to get issued with the new currency as a celebration. The harbour has many bars and restaurants. But sadly nobody's allowed to use them at the moment. That's it. Right, he's off his lead. We can now have a run around. We take a walk back along the beach. Listen to the soothing sound of the sea and the seagulls. Enjoy the fresh air. Right guys, we're just coming up now to the old Victorian pool, natural pool. Every 12 hours the tide comes back in, replenishes the water, refreshes it. It's salt water obviously anyway, so it's pretty safe. But for those of you who know Chris from Spirit Research NE, he's a paranormal researcher. He used to live in Margate. Well, he's lived pretty well everywhere over the years, but he spent a few years here working at and living at the sea bathing hospital. And he always finds if he comes to this pool, he gets the feeling that there are spirits lingering on the seaward end of the pool. But sort of suicide victims, drownings. So it might be interesting one night to take my walk at night instead of in the day and do a spirit box session here. Obviously I've got to get the tides right. Rupert's found something to play with. Lump of seaweed. I assume there's a stone on the end of it. He likes to chase stones. I won't throw that one, mate. I'll get you a good one. Yeah, this is the pool, guys. It's quite a size. It would have been a safe place for kids to play and people who weren't very good at swimming. They wouldn't get swept away with the tide. Hey guys, I'm just doing these little vlogs at the moment because obviously going out exploring is not allowed, and even if it was, morally I wouldn't go. But I've still got 2 videos which I uploaded, or video before the lockdown. One I'll release on Sunday, tomorrow, and it's a look at the anti-aircraft stations along the top of Dover Cliffs. And the very next week I'll release the other one, which is a spirit box session back down at Hauntings Barracks. And it was quite, I got some quite surprising responses. Anyway, I'm going to leave you there. I'm going to throw a few stones for Roops. If you want to follow Rupert, see him as a puppy, look at his little adventures. He's got an Instagram page, Big Rupert. You can check him out on there, guys. Just a few photos really and a couple of little videos. Right, that's what he's waiting for. The stone. Ready? Go on. Right guys, I'm back at the Nail and Rock and the Bus Cafe and the Lifeboatman Memorial. So I'm very nearly now back at my apartment. So I'm going to call it there. Stay safe everyone. Stay in. And we can all get through this together. Catch you later guys.